Right, welcome back to Naendelea. Hapa hivi on Engage. The hashtag to use is Daybreak. The SMS line is 22422. We have some feedback. Let's get some of the feedback on our question. Does monogamy work? Dramelo Blast. Monogamy works if there is discipline and commitment. Without discipline, monogamy is a jail sentence. Men and women with a low self-esteem struggle with monogamy. E.J. Nyamogo, just like polygamy, monogamy may work or fail. No type of marriage is smooth without challenges. It is about disagreements, forgiveness, understanding, communication, love, and care. All those are hashtags for one another. Onyango Alistair, there is no relationship or marriage that can work without God in the center. Monogamy can work. It is just up to the couple to put God first within their marriage, and He will see them through. One man, one woman relationship is only separated by death. And here's an SMS by Jerry from Ridgeway. Monogamy works, but for extremely very mean men. So this Jerry, it actually works because it results to full attention to our family responsibilities, proper management of financial grounds, and reduces family scandals such as feeling left out in case of polygamy and chances of spreading diseases in case. That's Mary Kakenya kutoka Narok. Right, so those are some of the feedback there. I guess maybe then we should talk about why both, because we've talked about why men cheat and why women cheat. There are many people who are saying so many things on social media. But let's start with, I guess, the easier one to start with, why women cheat. And I'll ask CJ, because you've dealt with a lot of this during couple therapies. I
think we've spoken about that before, that people will cheat probably because there's unmet needs.
This is both.
Yeah, both ways. More for the woman, because women are very emotional, you know, and their decisions are very attached to how they feel. How a woman feels may be more important than what she thinks at that particular point. So if she feels that she is not receiving attention, she's not receiving affection, she's no longer attractive to the man in her life, she doesn't receive affirmation and all of those kind of things, it's very easy for her to redirect herself wherever she will find it. And sometimes she doesn't have to go all the way. You know, women can just get caught up in the attention of it, where somebody keeps on chatting, inbox, sending a message, she likes it, she does not want to commit to it, but she likes it because there's a part of her that needs that. Sometimes then that leads into the place where there is the physical interaction and all of it. So there is the unmet needs, but that happens even with some men, that they feel that there are certain unmet needs. The men who, because probably the wife has given birth and then these hormonal changes, so she's no longer very inclined to intimacy, so he feels deprived, then you find that after that, certain things begin to change. The man begins to go, that's an unmet need. So I think for everybody, the case must be very specific. It can't be just very general like that. There are people who live in marriages where probably the partner cannot perform when it comes to bedroom matters, and they've got to stick there for 4 years, 5 years, so they're caught in a place. Sometimes you find either the partner is unwell, or the partner is, in the case of a man, probably impotent and something, and then this person is young. This is a young woman, she's 25, she's gotten married 26, 27, then she's got to live with this man for the rest of her life. So there's certain things that are very specific to certain cases, that what you will find has made one person do something may not be the same thing that has made the other person do something. But generally then I would just say the unmet needs. Yeah. And
also unmet needs include communication.
Yes, yes. And that's why I talked about something like affirmation, but there is no affection. Affection goes beyond just the touch. It's even how we speak. It's the tone of your voice. It's how you speak to the other person, because you can have a very rough tone. You know, you can even say I love you, but in a very disaffectionate, in a very disaffectionate way. So affection is the tone, the environment that you set that makes it even easy for the touch, the hug, the kiss or something. Because people feel, the other person feels that the environment is very soft for them to do that. If you have been arguing and you are quarreling, you try to hold your partner's hand, that will not work. So affection does not begin just by, you know, the touch and the hold and something. It's even the tone. It's how you feel about each other. It's how the other person feels that they're being viewed and being looked at that particular point. So communication is very important. If you don't communicate, and especially when it comes to women, when you're not talking to them or listening to them, they feel unappreciated. They begin to doubt their place. They don't know whether they are needed anymore. And for some reason, women usually feel like they've got to counter-check whether they're still in the relationship or not. For some reason, they're very suspicious of men. So if you don't talk to her for a while, she's thinking she's been replaced or something. So it's very important for the woman to keep on hearing the affirmation, hearing that she belongs, hearing that she's needed, that she's wanted. That's why you mostly will hear that if when ladies will talk about a man who has gone off in communication, they will be saying probably there's somebody else. For some reason, they always feel like they need to know that I am in this over here. And sometimes men think that's too much work. You know, I told you the first time I married you that I'm with you forever, so I don't have to keep on telling you that. But then sometimes she's also seeing certain behavioral patterns that are making her feel a bit insecure, and she's wondering whether she's in this or not. So communication, always. That is the bloodline of every relationship, you know.
Communication. And so we've been also talking off air about, you know, the different laws, because these days, somebody said there in a tweet that said that these days the quality of women, I personally disagree with that, but the quality of women has imedidimia, whereby people use this term loosely, slay queens, and so therefore, since your quality haiko anymore, they are more, you know, however, we cannot deny that the hunter becoming the hunted, etc., is quite different hunting grounds now. But what do you think about that? The quality, is that a valid reason that the quality of women has changed over the years?
What do you mean by quality? You know, that's a vast word. You know, when you say quality of women has changed. You know, the same women, it just maybe is empowering women, decreasing their quality. You know, because women have changed. They've come from staying at home and having kids to going to school, making a living, finding their way. The quality of women has not decreased. They've just known what they want. They've become empowered. So this woman doesn't have to sit down. In the back days, maybe, not even our mothers, before that, marriage was the epitome of success. If you're married, you've made it in life. You're married, you have kids. What else do you want? But now, in our society, success is something different. Success is me following my dreams, is me wanting my career, is me wanting to be better for myself, not even anyone else. So does that change the quality? I don't think the quality has changed. I think the mentorship has changed. And instead of people advising women on how to become better wives, better girlfriends, we are advising them on how to become successful women. That I can agree on. That we have broken down the chain of mentorship on how to be wives. Nobody today is going to mentor you on being a wife. They won't. They think it should come naturally. They want you to Google how to be a wife. That's a problem. So we don't get the handover of how to be a wife. You think, we're married, I'm making money, you're making money. Can we have a house help do everything I should do for you? And maybe that's a problem, yes. But that doesn't mean the quality has changed at all. It hasn't changed at all.
And somebody also talked about that there were better role models before that we saw. And I mean, again, it's debatable because ideally you never really know somebody's story unless you've actually sat down and talked to them.
Yeah.
But there was polygamy in the past. You know, there was polygamy before.
It was a factor of success.
Yeah,
if you can take care of many.
There was polygamy then. So it would not be very easy to judge that there were better women then. But what Annitah is saying, when she talks about the empowerment of the women, again, that has happened mostly when it comes to matters of careers. But then they have not been empowered emotionally. For some reason still, even today, marriage is still a success for women. I mean, look at the kind of weddings that we have. Look at who will floss about the relationships that they have. That has never left. It has never left. So we have women who have more money. And sometimes then it becomes a cover-up for the need that they have. But you can see the investment in things like weddings, the investment in things like, the bridal showers and all of that. it still is success to women even today.
Hold on, let's take a caller. Cosmas is calling all the way from Kisii. Cosmas, what are your views on the topic today? Do you think monogamy works? What is the problem? What can be done? Tueleze.
Mimi nilikuwa nasema unajua katika this world. Yes. Katika ulimwengu kuna vitu viwili. Na tuseme kama ni maendeleo. Kuna maendeleo na hakuna maendeleo. Yes. Kwa hivyo in polygamy kuna familia zenye ziko faithful na zina work properly, because I want to support huyu ndugu alikuwa anasema kwamba hata Biblia inasema kwamba kuna mahali inasema kwamba prophets wote wameelewa, lakini Mungu akasema kuna prophets wako na hawajulikani. Kwa hivyo kuna families ziko faithful na zina work maturely katika maisha ya hii ulimwengu. Ni ile kwamba perception iko kwamba wanaume hawawaki, lakini na kwamba imekuwa hivyo, zimekuwa nyingi, ndio kwa sababu people don't believe that kuna family zenye ziko. Lakini I want to assure you, kuna families they are built in a foundation and they are working within the society.
All right, Asante sana. Cosma says there are still examples and model examples. So, sorry, we cut you short. So, when you're talking about the role models, so should we look for? Is it that we don't? Annitah also mentioned mentorship and role models. And so, is it that is lacking in today, that we are seeing a lot of this, cheating, mushrooming? Let me call it that.
I think for me, it's more of lack of accountability than it is role models. You can have role models that you're not accountable to. Before, you were not just married to your spouse. The community was involved. You know, you wouldn't just pick up your stuff, pack up and leave. Somebody will ask you, why are you here? You couldn't just go anywhere. So there was a sense of accountability. Today, you'll do your own thing. You get married and your parents will get to know that from friends who saw that on Facebook, that you now have somebody, you know, and you'll be promising them for 5 years that you're going to bring the wife home to visit. Then the day you break up, you just leave, you part ways. There's no accountability at all. There's nobody involved. People make their own decisions and based on how they feel. So there's sometimes no third party coming in just to show them an objective way of looking at their issues. So I think that is what held people before. It's not that their marriages were perfect. There was a lot of violence. There was a lot of emotional abuse. There were people who were neglected. There were men who were never there. There were women who were, you know, probably uncultured in those days. But these people were taught how to stay together. And people kept on herding them like sheep so that they remained together. So it's not that there was better quality then. It's just that there was accountability.
All right. We have some feedback as well. Let's take a look at what people are saying on Twitter and again on SMS. That is on the hashtag Daybreak on Twitter. An African man is a polygamous man. Monogamy is just denial of the innate self. Credit to Western belief. Hizi mchezo za saa hii zimekuwa kufichiana game. It is pointless. When mhenga jenga. Alafu Kigwa Joan, never at all. The percentage of that being possible is 2%. Again, these statistics, Nisa Joan, I don't know if they found it on any research. Tika well represented. Kiprono Abraham 1, polygamy ensures that no lady is left alone. Monogamy will render many single mothers. Debatable. SMS is now on 2242. Robert Pital Barometer. In this modern setting, monogamy is the only viable option. Lust should not push men to box women into unsustainable arrangements. And we have Jeff from Nairobi. Both monogamy and polygamy do work. In the Bible, Solomon had many and still was the wisest man. If you can, again, read more of it. If you can meet all the needs, physically, emotional, mental, and financial, of the wives, then polygamy is the best. God ordered the man to fill the earth. He also said, for this reason, you shall leave and go to your wife, not wives, if you are using the Bible then. Anonymous, monogamy is a hell to most men because men are eye judges. Anything they see and is like good to them, they will jump on it. And that's how they get into cheating. Monogamy can't work in the most cases today. Kisumu. Amesema kwa Kisumu. Millie from Baringo, it's not right to justify cheating. Monogamy works. It's human to appreciate. I won't confuse it for love. So we should never fall prey when we get compliments. It's not all about getting noticed. Again, it's all about choices. Choose to work on your marriage and always communicate.